Let's explore some possible solutions on how to close the achievement gap. The achievement gap is defined by the difference in academic performance between various groups of students, i.e., race, socioeconomic status, geographic location, etc. Standardized test scores are mainly how the gap is measured between minority students and their white middle class counterparts. Dropout rates, graduation rates, enrollment in honors, advanced placement, and gifted courses, and admittance to college and professional programs are also compared when analyzing the achievement gap. Let's consider why. The why questions we came up with were, why is the achievement gap not getting smaller in all aspects, i.e., race, socioeconomic status, geographic location? Why are teachers feeling pressure to be the agents of change in closing the achievement gap? Why use testing to define achievement? Why is funding for education an issue in the achievement gap? Why are opportunities or lack of opportunities causing an achievement gap? We began to consider if the achievement gap was really an opportunity gap. Why are opportunities or lack of opportunities causing an achievement gap? African American and Latino students are less likely than white students to have high qualified teachers who have high expectations of them, and are less likely to have teachers who use technology in their classroom. According to Gloria Ladson Billings, we don't have an achievement gap, but an education debt. So let's go back to our why questions again in reference to our research. Some of the commonalities among communities with an achievement gap are less school funding, less qualified teachers, lower SES, less opportunities to college readiness courses, disadvantaged students believe hard work is irrelevant, sharp decline in academic motivation occur when students transition to middle school. Some of the factors that have an impact on the achievement gap are poverty, family dynamics, lack of funding, cultural conflicts, low expectations of students, lack of internet access, and the nutrition gap. Now let's look at our what-if questions. We surveyed our colleagues and peers to see what they had to say about the achievement gap. Majority believe there is an achievement gap in their academic setting. Majority believe there is a socioeconomic divide amongst their school's community. And the average percent of students who receive free or reduced lunch is 65%. The word cloud shows the frequency of words that appeared in the response to the question, what intervention would you consider to be the most effective in closing the achievement gap? After our research and analyzing the survey results, the what-if questions we came up with were, what if the community made greater strides at building ties between the school and the cultures of the community? What if schools could do more to feed hungry students, clothe students, and provide additional psychological supports? Lastly, the how. How can the community partner with schools to help close the achievement gap? One solution is to have community leaders come in to mentor students. Another solution is to provide after-school programs with community partners. How can teachers become part of their community to better serve and understand the students they teach? The first solution is for educators to take the time to build relationships with their students. Another solution is to do a community walk where teachers go into the community their students live in and go to school in. Find out what their students like to do and visit some of these locations. How can we provide psychological support? The first solution is trauma training for staff through a school psychologist. Another is to create accessible therapy sessions for students with community member mentors. The idea for this came from the Talkspace Therapy app. It would be really cool to create something equivalent to this to help students cope with trauma in their lives. And finally, creating a homeroom or advisory set up where teachers have about 20 students they meet with once a week or possibly every day as part of their schedule. This helps create a safe space and a mentor for students to reach out to. Thanks for listening.